Our world is made of molecules. You knew that, didn't you? Let's not talk about molecules. What I do want to do is focus on a specific type of molecule called an ion. Well, what's that? Well, molecules are made of three things. Neutrons. Now, they have no electrical charge. Protons, that have a positive charge, and electrons, that have a negative charge. Now, any molecule that has an unequal number of protons and electrons is called an ion. It has an electrical charge. So, well, compare yourself with a molecule. Are you an ion? If not, you're not getting any work done. You have no electrical charge. If you are an ion, do you have a positive or a negative charge? Now, both can get things done, but you make a choice on whether to be positive or negative. You know, there's a mountain of factual evidence that is not in dispute to support being angry, depressed, happy, or fulfilled. It's a choice you make. Oh, by the way, in an irony of physics, that positive terminal on your car battery, it has a surplus of negatively charged electrons. Well, that's our physics lesson for today. Even if you found that interesting, which I doubt you did, I'm pretty sure you did not find it useful. It was really a trick. I mean, an illustration. If anything is to get done, good or bad, a series of 5 words ending in ion, I-O-N, come into play. Here's my ion scale. Information. We live in an age of info glut. We are constantly bombarded with information competing for our attention. Car salesmen, they scream and they jump on television, trying to get your attention. Information is abundant and therefore cheap. By itself, doesn't get much done. Education. Now, very little actually, of the information that we get makes its way into the realm of education. The difference is our engagement. Information seeks us. We seek education. Persuasion. Well, at some point, we begin to process the information and we use it to form opinions to help make our world more predictable. Now, although the information may be factual, we use these facts to synthesize them into a theory that, at its core, is based on our own feelings and emotions. Motivation. Well, motivation is the outspoken version of persuasion. In some cases, persuasion does more than cause us to hold an opinion. Opinions are, they're kind of like rear ends. Everybody's got one, and they stink. Motivation causes us to take that next step from, well, it seems to me, to over my dead body. Activation. Well, folks, talk is cheap. When motivation becomes activation, that's when work gets done. So the ion scale goes from abundant to rare. What's important to you? Anything? If so, where are you on that ion scale? Anything short of activation won't get much done. Are you wallowing around in information? chances are you already know enough. Are you in some sort of academic bubble? You know, colleges are full of talking head professors, and you could become an encyclopedia of information. Remember those days of printed books, encyclopedias? Well, if you knew everything in there, you'd be worth about $300. Today with the internet, it's even less. Are you trying to persuade others? Sounds like a good idea, right? You're probably trying to light wet wood, and you're using up all your matches doing it. If you're persuaded, don't tell it. Show it. You're probably wanting a bunch of people to agree with you. After all, we all want and need affirmation. The problem is, if you're waiting on all the lights to turn green before you begin your journey, you'll never get started. Do you realize that there's enough people out there already that agree with us? We don't need to get more recruits who get more recruits. What we need is to get those that agree with us to work together to accomplish the goal. It's called teamwork, folks, and you can't win without it. Are you motivated? Neither persuasion nor motivation are verbs. Pep rallies are great. They serve a purpose. But you know what? Someone has to get out there on the field. Someone has to take risks. And someone's got to put points on the board. The good thing is if you're activated, things start to happen. People see your passion in action. It inspires them. They probably already had information. They probably had enough to do something about it. They probably already had an opinion too. So, they're on board, right? Kinda. There was just one thing missing. They needed motivation. They need to know there's a fight to join. Once you get to activation, don't be surprised when others come alongside you. Well, that's how to get things done. Now, why don't you quit watching this and getting all this information and go do something and make a difference? Very few make it, to be honest. Very few make a difference. That's the good news. You don't have much competition. If you will get activated, you can make a difference. Well, those are my thoughts. How about you? What do you think? I'd really appreciate it if you would leave your comments in the space provided below on this page. I read them and I'm encouraged by them. You can also follow me on Twitter. I'm at DataGenesis. And the text version, the talking point notes for these videos that I do can be found at my blog. Up there's the address. See it? It's right there. And I don't do this alone. I'm part of a team of bloggers that we put together these videos in hopes of inspiring you. If you would like to see more inspiring videos, please subscribe to this YouTube channel.